Let's get started. Thank you for joining us, Reb. I'm going to throw over to you to hear all about Lazy Bear expeditions. Take it away.
Well, thank you, Nathan, and thanks again, everyone, for this opportunity to speak to you today. Worldwide, Lazy Bear Lodge and travelers associate Lazy Bear, I should say, with extraordinary nature and wildlife encounters, from polar bear and beluga whales to the northern lights. But beyond these unforgettable experiences lies a deeper purpose for us at Lazy Bear to transform our guests' lives, beliefs, and perspectives, and inspire a new level of awareness and connection with the natural world around them. Now, I could go on, but I've asked our director of guest experiences to extend his personal invitation. So he said far more than I could say, but I'm going to keep going. So let's talk about Churchill. Churchill is a small seaside village on the west coast of Hudson Bay. It's 1,000 kilometers north of Winnipeg, the capital of the province of Manitoba, which is about 600 miles. And Winnipeg is just over the border from the United States border. So below that would be North Dakota. So imagine this sleepy seaside village, 850 people, 1,000 polar bears in the region, 60,000 beluga whales in the bay in the summer, 3,000 right where we are. And because Churchill's under the auroral oval, the northern lights are active 300 nights a year. This and other reasons are why Time magazine has put Churchill on its world's greatest places list. Our lodge is now almost 30 years old. When we started as a cafe, it is 30 years, but then it grew rapidly into the lodge. And this is a stunning, beautiful hand-built lodge. It's on National Geographic's Traveler's Stay list. And I'll talk a little bit more about the design. Every room, we have currently 33 rooms with double beds. But by October, we'll actually have 55 rooms because our extension will be ready then. I should add that the lodge is hand-built from logs from 2 forest fires. The floor is from a 100-year-old railway station. And one of the windows is from an 1820s trading post. We also have a large cafeteria restaurant. All the furniture is handmade from reclaimed timber, and even the stone fireplace, a Scandinavian design, is built from stones and weighs 20,000 pounds and warms our guests between their adventures. The restaurant serves North American and indigenous inspired cuisine, including Arctic char. And believe it or not, Lazy Bear, although I'm sure it's debatable, says we serve the best cup of coffee in Canada. So we sell comfort, eco-sustainability, and authenticity, as I mentioned, designed with the salvaged timber. And the result is a cozy rustic northern escape paired with modern amenities and an award-winning restaurant cafe. That window that you see is 200 years old. We have 6 adventures. I'll go through them quickly because of time. I do a lot of shows in different places, and people come up all the time and say, well, when should I come? And I always say, well, polar bears, beluga whales, northern lights, which excites you the most? If their answer is beluga whales, it has to be July and August. The whales are in the bay and they leave after the first week of September. So July, August is their big opportunity for whales. If they say polar bears and whales, it's still July, August. We actually see just as many polar bears in the summer as we do in the fall. The difference is they're along the coast and swimming in the water. And I'll show you some images of that. If they say all 3, polar bears, beluga whales, and northern lights, late August, mid to late August, the northern lights start to become visible. And if they want northern lights is at the top of their list, September is great. There's less precipitation in the atmosphere. But if they want the iconic polar bear on the snowy tundra with the northern lights, that would be October, November. First and last night of each adventure is in Winnipeg. And then we fly our guests by charter up to Churchill. The first tour, Ultimate Bears and Belugas, As I said, we see bears along the coast and in the water from our different ships. I'll show some of that later. These are images taken from whether Zodiacs or our cruise vessel Metonymy. It also includes our heritage tour. The only thing I'll call out here because of time is our polar bear jail, where naughty bears, when they come into town, and they come into town quite regularly, they are tranquilized, put in jail for a couple of weeks, and then flown safely back into the wilderness. It also includes a whaleboat excursion in Zodiacs. And after we finish the first leg of the whaleboat excursion, we go to a fort, the Prince of Wales Fort. When we say up north and personal, we mean it. The whales follow the boats, whether they're kayaks or Zodiacs or our big ship. They follow us wherever we go. They're very friendly and inquisitive. So then we go to the fort. It's built in the 1700s. It included 40 cannon at the time, and it was built by the British to protect the fur trade. Some of the cannons are still there. Some of the original cannons are still there. Our Metonymy is our flagship cruise vessel, 60-ton, holds 60 people, beautiful design. It's beautifully upholstered. It includes a galley where we feed our guests throughout the day. Our guests would go on a full day tour on this day. It even includes underwater viewing. And as you can see, the whales again follow us wherever we go. And we see the bears again, mothers with cubs, adult males, etc., along the coast and in the water. This one swam actually about 15 feet below deck after this particular shot. So we do see them swimming all the time because they're cooling off in the bay. This tour also includes a half day in one of our Arctic crawlers where we go out on the tundra. But in the summer, there's not as many bears on the tundra as there are in the winter or on the coast. As I mentioned before, that's where the bears gather more in the summer. But we still see bears and other wildlife. Optional excursions include beluga aquagliding on the left, kayaking, dog mushing in the boreal forest, and helicopter tours. And mid-August, the northern lights start to become visible. Journey to Fireweed Island is very similar, except we go all the way up the coast to this remote area called Fireweed Island, where the bears love to relax, surrounded by purple fireweed. And these are images that were just taken in the last year. Here we are, we actually get off the Metonymy, get into Zodiacs, we go to the island, and we actually trek the island looking for bears. We have armed guards and guides. The bears are relaxing, conserving their energy, so they're mostly just relaxing, which makes it very easy to watch them and photograph them. Kayaking, again, whales follow us everywhere, but here's something. This is beluga aquagliding. Basically, we fit our guests in wetsuits, goggles, and a snorkel. We get them to go out on the mat, take turns. We tell them to stick their head in the bay and sing. This is what happens. And this is what our guests see underwater. And when we say up north and personal, we mean it. There's nothing more intimate than a whale coming to see you 3 feet from your face, looking you in the eye. And so we say goodbye to Fireweed Island. This next little video is of a guest who was just at the lodge last week.
This place is wild. It is raw. It feels like freedom. I feel giddy thinking of what we've seen the last couple of days and what's transpired. First off, looking into the eye of a beluga whale that flips on its side to check you out. It will change you as a person. We saw bears in the water. We saw bears on land. We saw so many mama bears with their cubs. To see nature in all of its glory and how they're really thriving, it was so touching and moving and something I'll truly never forget. I'm so glad to be a part of an expedition where they take nature to heart and protecting nature. It's so important.
So I'll go more quickly here now. Our Bears in Aurora is in late August, September. It includes a helicopter tour in addition to some of the other tours that I showed you, sub-tours. And there's always a chance of seeing the bears and plus moose and caribou and other wildlife. The whales are still in the bay the first week of September, so that's still another opportunity. But after that, the whales have gone further north. Dog mushing in the boreal forest. Sleds are on wheels in the summer, early fall, and then go to skis as the snow flies. Here's how we view polar bears on the tundra from our crawlers. Of course, the northern lights are out in full bloom. Here's our polar bear jail, a close-up. We have two Northern Lights specialty tours in September, and the first one is called Solar Science. It includes two scientists, one with NASA, one with NOAA, and they share their wealth of knowledge on the mythology and also the science of the Northern Lights. And you can sit with them. We eat bannock, indigenous bannock, around a campfire and share stories and ask questions when they're all standing under the Northern Lights. These Northern Lights images were all taken by phone. It's very easy to do that with the phones today. Our last tour, October, November, for those who want the iconic polar bear on the snowy tundra, that is our ultimate polar bear adventure. And this is what we see. Also, we often see Arctic fox, red fox, ptarmigans, Arctic hare, snowy owls, gerfalcons. There are 250 species of birds up in Churchill. So because of time, I'll just say what we try to do is inspire our guests, but nature does all the work. And it's not just another adventure, but it's transformative eco experience that changes how our guests see the world and themselves. And with that, thank you very much.
Awesome, Fred. Thanks so much for the brilliant presentation. You're right, the wildlife and the landscape and all the locals, I guess, do make your job very easy, that's for sure. And having been up there a few times, I absolutely love it. So thank you so much for that presentation.